Hi everyone, my name is Jason from BananaMana Films. We recently got our hands on the Sony a7S Mark II, which has just launched. I really like it. It's a big step up from the Sony a7S. Four main features that they've added is 4K internal recording, which is amazing. So you get 4K low light sensitivity. They improved the noise profile as well on the camera. So I think it's about one stop better than the a7S. We have 5-axis stabilization in this camera too, so it's internal stabilization, so even if your lens doesn't have any stabilization, you get the benefit of very smooth video, which we'll demonstrate later. There is S-Log3 now included in camera, so sort of more compression of apparently 14 stops of dynamic range, and slow-mo in HD, which is fantastic. The a7S only has slow-mo in 720p, so now you can get up to 120 frames per second slow-mo. And not only that, it's actually a kind of a high frame rate type of recording where you can record sound as well as visuals. So afterwards you have a nice choice of being able to run the visual at normal pace or slow it down to whatever frame rate you want, which is fantastic. In terms of the body, it's the same body as the A7R Mark II. So the grip here for your hand is slightly bigger, which is actually a nice change. The A7S was slightly thinner, but I like this. This is more easy to handle. Other than that, a lot of it is pretty much the same. What they've also added, which I thought was a great addition, is over here, you can actually plug a USB into here and actually charge the battery while you're shooting. So I think they've recognized that sometimes for videographers, the battery does run down pretty quickly and you may need to be able to charge it while you're shooting. So you can just use any sort of USB battery charger and plug it into that side. Also, another great addition is the fact that you can now program any of the function buttons or the custom buttons to record video. The a7S and with this camera, you still can't record using the shutter button. So there is a record button right back here, which a lot of people didn't like very much. It was difficult to use, a little bit kind of in a strange position. So now they've allowed you to program any of these custom buttons on the top or behind here to roll your recording. What we're going to have a look at is some footage that we went out and shot over at the Jurong Bird Park and also at the night safari. So we'll have a look at what 4K looks like on this camera. This is internal recording once again. So apparently you can get HDMI out from this camera and get 422 10-bit recording to an external recorder. But for this internal recording, it's not quite that high in terms of resolution or resolution of color space and bit depth. And also we're going to have a look at low light 4K, which still is amazing. So what you were able to get in 2K on the a7S, you now can get in 4K and with even better noise profile. Let's have a look at some of the videos. It's quite impressive. So this is some 4K footage from the Jurong Bird Park in Singapore. Great color rendition, a lot of stops of dynamic range. This wasn't even shot with S-Log3, so it's just one of the picture profiles. The fantastic thing about 4K is if you're delivering in 2K, you can actually push in, of course, zoom in up to 400%, which is amazing. It would be an amazing boon to production in terms of efficiency. And this, by the way, was a handheld tilt, which is a testament to how good the 5-axis stabilization is. But yeah, we're pretty happy with the 4K footage. So we're shooting here at the night safari and it's pretty dark here. What we see first is at about 1600 ISO and here it's at 8000 ISO. But it's more dramatic here when we shoot the tram and ramp it up to 16,000 ISO. As you can see, it's very minimal noise. Now we've done no noise reduction here at all. So this is pretty much just footage from the camera. So once again at 40,000 ISO, it's very dark here in the night safari. Very minimal noise. what we see once again at the bat, and again 40,000 ISO. As you can see, there's a lot of detail in the hair, the eyes. Here we're shooting at 25,600 ISO, and you can see that we're actually capturing a lot of color information, and it's the full dynamic range of color and light and shade, which is fantastic, and all of this in 4K. So we were very, very impressed. So there you go, 4K internal recording in the new Sony a7S Mark II. We were really impressed by the resolution and the detail that we could get out of internal recording. We're obviously really impressed by the fact that we can do it internally and not to have a external recorder attached with batteries and cords and all that kind of stuff. Getting 4 times the amount of information onto the same card is fantastic, because in post, if we deliver in 2K, we can always zoom in up to 400%, which is fantastic. And also the fact that we could take it into Final Cut Pro X and not have any problem editing the native files. You can, of course, transcode it to ProRes, but we found that it was really easy to just edit natively, which is fantastic. Really good in terms of our efficiency of workflow, which we are always looking at in terms of drama productions. It's always about speed, efficiency, without loss of detail and quality. So in terms of all of that, we love the a7S Mark II.